So I just got back from Record Store Day 2025 for April. And as you can guess, I bought some records, 7 to be exact. So we're going to open them up, show what's inside, and maybe chat about them a little bit. So stick around and let's check out some largely metal RSD records. So let's talk about Record Store Day. Like last year, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. Temps outside were between 35 and 38 degrees Fahrenheit, and for comparison, it was about 10 degrees warmer last year, and because of that, I didn't think to throw on another layer, which a lot of us in line were griping about like a bunch of old men. Guess you just weren't prepared. But it wasn't too bad. Also, we weren't supposed to get rain until noon, but we ended up getting it from 7:30 to 8, then 8:30 to 9, then 9:30 and on, so I guess that was fun. Anyways, I was officially 4th in line this time, even though I got there 15 minutes earlier than the 2024 RSD. The girl last year from Montreal showed up again, and she got 2nd slot in line. Some guy I didn't recognize was in the front of the line and said he showed up at about 5 o'clock in the morning, about a half an hour before I did. And the kid directly in front of me brought his mom so she could pay for everything, which is just hilarious. So, 4 people, but only 3 shoppers. And no one ahead of me was buying metal, which of course is the most important thing. Lucked out a little. This is probably a good time to mention the whole wish list system that my main record store does for this event. They have you fill out a list of titles you want, and they try to reserve the top 2 on your list if they can. And to be honest, I've never really liked this system because it really does cut a little into the advantage of showing up earlier, especially if you wanted everything on your list and not just the top 2 records. Much is the case for one particular record on my list, which a guy I know did snag because he put just that record at the top of his list, gave it to the store, they prioritized him, even if he showed up much later. So it's not a merit-based system, and I'm not really excited about it, but the story is good, I dig the people who work there, and it's otherwise a great experience, so you take the good with the bad on these things. As how big the line was at my store during RSD, it's probably good to know that Burlington, Vermont is somewhere between 42 and 44,000 people, so the line was somewhere between 80 to 100 people. It's no Taylor Swift RSD line, but it's not too shabby either. Also digging that Pure Pop Records opens for RSD at 9 a.m. instead of the old time 2 years back at 10 a.m. It also makes it easier to pop in, get the titles that you can, and then run to the other shop a block away, get in their line when they open at 10 o'clock, and try to snag what's left on your list. Which is what I had to do with the one title I missed, but I'll go more into that once we get to that record. So I saw a few regulars there. Hello to David, Dennis, Scott, and James. The last of whom was the one who got the record I wanted. Congrats, James. It's funny because he told me to run over to the other store afterwards to see if they had another copy of the album, and I said, already planning to do that. So I managed to get all 7 records on my list, including a hard rock title I'll briefly show because I want to talk more about it in a future video. Also, out of the records I got, 4 were limited edition / regional focus, and 2 were exclusive to Record Store Day. So with that, let's get to the metal albums I bought on Record Store Day. First up is Scott Ian with Black Knight Sword of Rage, music from the original Pinball soundtrack. This was an RSD first release limited to 1,200 copies. There were 2 copies at my store. As I said before in the Top Picks video, this is a reissue of an album that came out in 2019. It was a collaboration between Scott Ian of Anthrax and Brendan Small of Metalocalypse for the pinball machine of the same name, so this is music from actual gameplay. It is an instrumental album largely, but I see on the back here that it mentions that Pearl a Day is on vocals. Interesting for an instrumental album. I believe Pearl a Day is Scott Ian's girlfriend, wife, I can't remember the status. And I think that's also Meatloaf's daughter. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But it looks pretty cool. Stern Pinball released it. It's also some sort of foil sticker here. Bally Williams, they must have officialized it in some way. Hype sticker on here, probably should read it. It says, Black Knight Sword of Rage, music from the original Pinball soundtrack, limited to 1,200 copies. Music by Scott Ian of Anthrax, featuring Brendan Small of Death Clock, also Metalocalypse, kind of the same thing. Includes liner notes by Scott Ian. It is also on purple armored colored vinyl. So let's pop this open and take a look at it. And be very careful with this knife, because I have gone a little nuts with it sometimes. All right. So let's pull this out. Got a little bit of artwork on the sleeve there for you. I assume this is from the pinball machine specifically. Looks like Scott Ian did a little bit of write-up here. Starts ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. So this is probably about his history with pinball and all that. Also, he talks about Brendan, his partner, on this thing right there. When you get it, you can read the whole thing, because I'm not going to read it, obviously. And the vinyl course, they said it was purple, kind of a purple marbled color there for you. It's the B-side. And we get anything else? Nope. How many tracks do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 tracks in total. There's some really good names here. Cut Off My Head and 2 More Will Take Its Place. That's a great title. Death by 1,000 Cuts, but there's also Death by 1,000 Cuts Again. Pretty cool. Cost of this one at my store was $42 without tax. Next up is Terrorizer with World Downfall. This is an RSD limited run / regional focus release, limited to 1,000 copies. This was the only copy at my store. So those who don't know the band, this features Dave and Pete, ex-Morbid Angel, also Oscar, ex-Nausea, and Jesse, ex-Napalm Death. By the way, rest in peace, Jesse Pintado. Classic kind of grind, death grind album. Came out, oh God, was it 89? Someone remind me. It was the later 80s, I'm pretty sure. Pretty cool album. Cover art was redone by Wayne Nichols. So the cover looks familiar, but it's basically just been reinterpreted, redrawn, however you want to put it, by this guy. I'm going to show you the next record. It's going to have much the same idea, same artist. What was I saying on this? The SKU on this says Mosh 16 RSD, which is interesting because I'm not sure whether that means that this is the 16th album that Earache Records ever did, or it's the 16th RSD record Earache Records has ever done. Someone who's keeping track of those SKUs, if you're a big Earache fan, you might know the answer to that more than I would. You should let me know in the comments. But yeah, great album. Fantastic stuff. And the hype sticker, very simple. It says Terrorizer, Cool Mint Edition, cover art redrawn by artist Wayne Nichols, Earache Records. So let's get it open. I think I had a copy of this on CD as a kid. It took me a while to warm up to it, to be honest, but obviously I'm buying it on vinyl, so I must like it, obviously. But grindcore and I have always had a tenuous relationship at best. I like some of it, I've hated some of it, and all of that. Let's pull this out here. Look what we got here. Got members of the band. You got producer Scott Burns in the middle. Look how young Scott Burns is there. Or the rest of them, for that matter. Crazy. On the back, we've got lyrics and a picture of the band. And the vinyl is really in there because of the static. I think we had this trouble last year with, what was it? Was the Eric Carr thing? Wow, this is really stuck in here. I can hear it as you pull it. There we go. All right, classic Earache labels here. There you go. And there you go. Interesting color to pick, by the way. But nothing else in there. Of course. There you go. Cost for this one was $36 at my store without tax. Next is Carcass with Necroticism Descanting the Insalubrious. This is an RSD limited run / regional focus release, limited to 1,000 copies. And this also was the only copy at my store. So as you can imagine, this is the record that I didn't initially get. James, I told you about him. He had snagged the copy because he got it on the list first and whatever. So after I left the line at Pure Pop Records, probably around 9:30-ish, I ran over to Burlington Records, which is kind of up the street, across the street, and got in line. I think I was maybe 35th or 40th in line because obviously the line had formed. My buddy Scott was maybe about 15 or so people up. So I started texting him going, snag the Carcass record for me, just hand it off kind of thing. So I got in the store, he was already in the bin looking through it, and I was looking over his shoulder, and there it was. And I just grabbed it. I'm like, got it. It's funny because I walked up to the register. I know Ian, the guy who owns the place, and I was right behind the guy who was being waited on, and I looked over at Ian. I'm like, thank you, because I love this album. You should probably know this is my favorite Carcass album. So I was really psyched to get it with the reworked art by Wayne Nichols again and all of that. My God, how many songs do I love this? Corporeal Jigsaw Quandary is an amazing song. Incarnated Solvent Abuse, probably my other favorite song in here, but so many good songs. So quick look at the reverse there for you. Yeah, love this album. Of course, the hype reads Carcass, Necroticism to Scanty Salubrious. Translucent green colored vinyl edition, Record Store Day, cover art redrawn by artist Wayne Nichols, Earache Records. So let's open it. Being very, very, very careful. I think there were a couple videos way back where I actually did slice a little into the jacket. Why did I do this? Right. It's called being careful. Let's get this out of here. Very cool artwork. I'm used to the CD version, so I'm not used to the vinyl at all. There's some lyrics and a nice image in the back for you. Same here on the reverse, more lyrics and another cool image. Maybe some credits here. Yeah, this credit's down here, and band members as well. And not so sticky there. The static wasn't too bad. Love it. There you go. Is this the image from the Tools of the Trade EP? I can't remember. Yeah, and it was later used for something else as well. But nice color. Really dig it. It's nice green. Yep. The cost for this one at my store was $35 without tax. Next up is Flatsman Jetum with High. This is an RSD limited run / regional focus release, limited to 1,000 copies. This was the only copy at my store. This one actually also includes the Japanese bonus track Surgery. I don't know if all copies did, but it's good to point that out. It's probably mentioned here on the hype sticker, which I should probably read. Let's see. First time on vinyl in North America. Quote, a declaration of hate brimming with full-fisted guitar riffs and head-bobbing beats. An unrestrained battle cry from a band that refuses to lay down and die. Lacking an end quote, and who knows who said it. No Life Till Metal put this out in conjunction with Metal Blade Records. Of course, No Life Till Metal, you might know. Scott Waters is connected to that label. He does a lot of the graphic art stuff for that label and all that. Scott Waters has his own YouTube channel, Metal and all that. You should probably check him out. Very cool. Love that the songs all have their own logo, and they're all derivative logos, like clearly Van Halen, clearly Metallica. Interesting stylistic choice. I don't think I'd ever really noticed about this. I've also never had this on anything. But I have heard it before. I do like the album quite a bit and all of that. And yeah, when did this come out? Originally 1997 was the original release. So yeah, cool. Let's get it open. All right. Steady as she goes. Be nice. There we go. All right. So there's an insert here with full lyrics on one side. And it looks like a picture of the band, credits, and I'm trying to figure out what that letter is at the bottom. Again, I've never seen this on vinyl, and it's been a long time since I've seen it on CD. Which just details, it's an interesting way to do credits, basically. But a lot of things are changed, so there's probably some funny stuff in there to check out later. Cool. And of course, the vinyl itself is a pretty cool shade of blue. There you go, custom labels. Got a No Life Till Metal logo on the reverse there for you. So his cost for this one at my store was $34 without tax. Next is Saxon with Wheels of Steel, the 45th anniversary edition. This is an RSD limited run / regional focus release, limited to 900 copies. This was the only copy at my store. So, Saxon classic album, Wheels of Steel. I do have an OG copy of it, but I had to get this one because of the second record that comes with it. And let me just read the hype before I get to that. Saxon Wheels of Steel 45th Anniversary Edition includes their seminal 1980 performance from Monsters of Rock at Donington on double red and blue vinyl. And I should explain, and maybe some folks might remember this, I reviewed a record a long time ago. It was an old record called Monsters of Rock at Donington, and it was that festival. Many of the bands, not all of them, and maybe 2 or 3 songs from each. There was a Saxon set, only 3 songs, but it's from this exact show. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tracks. And it's actually the whole set. I did check on setlist.fm. It's the whole show. So I'm pretty excited about this. I mean, 1980, Saxon. I mean, what can you say, right? There was something else I wanted to mention about this. Well, I can't recall. But yeah, I'll remember it later. There you go. Anyways, let's get it open, take a look. I do see that it is in a gatefold, or it appears to be in a gatefold. Let's say it is, until proven otherwise. Yeah, and I'm just going to take it all out because we can't get to the gatefold at this point. There we go. And I was right. Pictures from probably that tour, that festival show we talked about. There were the bands Rainbow, Judas Priest, Scorpions, April Wine, and Riot. Touch was there as well. It says Neil Kay. I believe Neil Kay was he the Soundhouse guy? Yeah, I'm pretty sure, who helped a lot of the early Nawabum bands and such, and all that. Pretty cool pictures. I always loved the guy with the cap. I always thought that was incredible. But pretty great. Let's look at the vinyl and any other inclusions here. We do get 2 different colors of vinyl here. Let's see. The first record is red. Let's go here first. Got the track listing on one side and the Wheels of Steel logo there. Then the second record should be blue. And look at that. Excited to hear this live show in its entirety. I've waited a very long time to hear the full set. So, I mean, that was the chief reason I bought this. I mean, I got an OG, but I really wanted to hear this show. So it's all about this record for me. Anyways, cost for this one at my store was $49 without tax. Next is Judas Priest with Live in Atlanta 82. This is an RSD exclusive release, limited to 6,400 copies. There were 5 copies at my store. So this is from the Screaming for Vengeance tour, amazing tour. It's also the same tour we get Memphis 82 from, which ended up on their Live Vengeance DVD, classic show. I remember taping it off MTV back in, I think, 84. Amazing show. One of my very favorite Priest shows on one of my very favorite Priest tours. So I kind of just wanted another show from that. This was previously available on CD as part of the 50 Heavy Metal Years of Music box set, but this is definitely its first time on vinyl. And just to read the hype here quickly, it says, limited edition 2 LP red vinyl, first time on vinyl. Just like I said. I do want to get the plastic off it right away because I want to talk about this cover and all of that. So let's just get this quickly open. The artwork is kind of interesting. If you take a good look at it, which you will in a few seconds, you can see that there's representations of a lot of different Judas Priest. And you get the Angel Retribution up here, Sad Wings of Destiny. I think I see Painkiller over there. Screaming for Vengeance obviously is here, and all of that. Ram It Down. It's interesting because this is the Screaming for Vengeance tour, so why is there artwork from all these other albums? It's kind of interesting. Maybe it's because there are songs from other albums. I mean, here, I should probably give you the track listing back here. Interesting how they did the slanted text like they did on the back of Screaming for Vengeance proper. It's kind of fun. From the 11th of December, 1982 at the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. Pretty great. Some great tracks on here. I love the Devil's Child's here because you don't hear that one a lot. Bloodstone's on here as well. Let's take a look at the vinyl quickly. Also, it would have been nice if this was a gatefold. It's not, even though it's 2 LP. So there is record 1, it looks to be. The artwork there. And the wingless Helligan there. That's kind of interesting. Maybe it's just a variant of the art that they wanted to share. Yeah, let's close out. It is red. You got one side with the track listing. This is actually side B. And side A has a reproduction of what looks like a concert ticket. For those who remember physical concert tickets. Some are too young probably to know what those are. That's what they look like. Fantastic. Other record here, we've got some artwork. This is sort of a more realized artwork, it appears. It also looks like it's from a blacklight poster. I'm sure more than a couple of us had this kind of poster. I remember my buddy Eric, I think, had one. Yep. And the other tracks there for you. Now, there is kind of an image back here of a factory, maybe a Birmingham factory, showing their roots a little bit. That's kind of cool. And we got, there's the side D with the track listing, and then C gives you, looks like another section of that same concert ticket there. Yeah, again, really cool tracks. Desert Plains I've always loved live. Green Man Alicia with the Two-Pronged Crown is probably my favorite cover song by this band. Very cool. Anyways, Judas Priest live in Atlanta 82. The cost for this one at my store was $44 without tax. And quickly, just to show you the non-metal record I got, which is this alternative version of Thin Lizzy's Jailbreak album. Not going to chat much about this one, as I will be discussing it in my Discovering Thin Lizzy as a Metal Fan video. You know that series. I've done UFO and Nazareth. Going to do BOC later, so I'm going to do Thin Lizzy next on that one. This will probably be produced in the next few months, the video I'm talking about, so definitely check back in for that. Incidentally, my store had 5 copies of this title, and I paid $35 without tax for it. And speaking of money, I spent a grand total of $294.05, which is almost $65 more than last year and about $105 more than the year before, so a clear spending trend. But it also makes sense in that, at least for me, this was one of the best record store events I've ever been to, and I checked the past ones. Especially considering the records I got. I mean, I'm used to getting maybe 2 or 3 that I'm really psyched about, and then the rest are usually pretty good, but this time I got 7 records I was really excited about. Enough so that I spent a little bit more money this time around. Again, it makes sense. As for some of my thoughts on records I could have bought but didn't, Eternal Idol from Black Sabbath was a decent price at $30, and they did have 3 copies there, but I'm holding out for an OG, so there's that. They also had Deicide's Once Upon the Cross album at about $39 and 3 copies there, but not that huge of a Deicide fan, and other records took priority, so I didn't get that one either. And I already have an OG copy of Dawkins' Beast from the East live album, so I didn't need another one. But if I had needed it, I'm not sure I would have spent $48 for it and then waited in line for the 1 copy the store had. And you know what, somewhat related here, gotta say it, this 1 copy crap at stores is sometimes really infuriating. I suspect it's not entirely on the record stores because a lot of them only got 1 copy of select titles. I've talked to a bunch of people on the internet about that. It seems to be the consensus. But I can guarantee that the Carcass record with the alternative artwork could have easily been increased to 3 copies everywhere, and it likely would have sold. So whoever's in charge of these low copy stockings, not to mention the nonsense that is regional focus releases, maybe rethink some of this. So I'd like to thank both Pure Pop Records and Burlington Records for hosting fantastic RSD events. If you ever find yourself in Burlington, Vermont, you should definitely go check out both record stores. Good stuff there. Anyways, if you went to the Record Store Day event in your area, you should let me know what you got, what you missed out on, and what you were definitely not going to buy at all. Also, let me know how you feel about Record Store Day in general. I dig it, but I know some of you feel differently. You should let me know that as well. In fact, let me know anything else that seems relevant to RSD in the comments below. Of course, if you watch this purely by searching for RSD videos, and you might be wondering what else I do, well, my name is Matt. This is the Accusation Network, where each and every week I do videos on metal vinyl collecting, but also classic and modern metal in general. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like what you've already heard and seen, please do so. I always love when new people come in and subscribe and watch my stuff. Also, maybe give this video a like and share out my videos with some of your friends on social media. And of course, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.